How you living? Vanquish Soul K9 deck profile.
Put your hands into the water.
Let's start off with the main deck with Vanquish Soul Holly Sue. I love this card turn 0. It literally pivots so much advantage based on your hand. Next is 3 copies of Dr. Madlove. This is starting to become my preferred starter over Rosin, only for the fact that searching for spells and traps nets so much more advantage. This is the 1 card combo. We got Vanquish Soul Xiaolong. This basically puts Madlove and Rosin together. We have 2 copies of Heavy Borger. It has come up so many times, especially when my opponent banishes the Heavy Borger in my graveyard, and I've had 1 game where they scooped as soon as I added the second one. 1 copy of Caesar. You already know what it does. It comes up once in a while, and you're probably going to use this to tag out Holly Sue so that you can maintain your Earth attribute in hand. 1 copy of Rosin because the ban list said so. This was the OG starter that got everything going. But having it at 1 is perfectly fine. You don't want to see this card at all. And when you do, it's probably because you already have the rest of the attributes in hand. 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. I have it in Platinum Rare because this is one of my favorite rarities. It's basically a second Rosin. You want to see this more than Rosin. We have Stake Your Soul. I wish I can play it at 3. The ban list said nah. It comes up once in a while, but is very impactful. We have Vanquish Soul Dust Devil. This card has come up enough to where it breaks boards. Flipping your opponent's monster's face down is disgusting. Vanquish Soul Start. This is the better 2-card starter. Its job is to extend your turn 1 play. If it's on the field longer than turn 1, you won the game. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. 1 Snow Devil. This card is the only reason why I can win against Lunalight, because my stuff can't get destroyed by card effects. And now for the K9 engine. We got 3 copies of Azuna, best hand trap in the deck. This is a turn 0 rank 5, so you're either going to make Nash Knight or Sky Blaster. 3 copies of Joku, the best 2-card starter in the entire deck. You open any level 5 with this guy, including himself, and you're off to the races. Tunaroi, I don't care to see it, but it's really good going first. Going second, you want to start with one of your VS names, or you just want to use it with Joku. The standard play of 1 copy Lantern, you already know what it does. Searching for the spell and trap card is much more effective than using it to get stuff out of the graveyard. 1 copy of Lupus, the 1-card Zeus. This card is ridiculous. I've won a few games with this guy by himself. He's also stronger than Azuna, so you're guaranteed to summon Typhon during the opponent's turn. We have 2 Ks for K9. I would like to search it rather than open it, especially when I'm going second. My opponent's going to pop it regardless. Either way, giving your monsters plus 900 attack is ridiculously good. 1 X-Force Release. Having the ability to rank up during your player's turn is really, really good. And with that added bonus of popping a card, getting rid of all those monsters that can be destroyed but cannot be targeted, it helps out a ton. Now for non-engine, we have 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. It's mandatory because of the Molcharmies. If it wasn't for the Molcharmies, I'd probably not play this at all and would play Rescue Ace instead. The most mandatory card in today's game, Molcharmy Fualos. I don't like playing it. It is not the same attribute as the guys that I want to play, but it is what it is. Card basically slows down the game state so you guys can maintain the same tempo. We play 2 Drone Lockbird. I don't like that I'm playing 5 off attributes, but this one is much more impactful in the blind game than it is in game 2 and game 3. We already know if I didn't have to play Fualos, I would definitely play this at 3. We have 1 D-Shifter. This is more for the attribute rather than the actual effect, but the actual effect has won me games. Now we have Dogarin, the 8th fire name in this deck. It has 2 jobs. Get rid of one of my opponent's monsters and have the lowest defense on the field. It does come up when it comes to fire control. But you know damn well we're going to be using it to just bounce it back and kaiju another guy. And one call by the grave because draw hurts. Now for the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Rocco the Vanquisher. Looking for a second ulti copy. You already know what it does. Special summon from hand during either player's turn, or recur from the graveyard during either player's turn. Its ability to force your opponent to attack the highest attack monster you control while you control VS monsters is really good. Half the time, they can't even run over the werewolf. We have Vanquish Soul Rocks. This card has come up several times, more for the debuff and the buff rather than the pop. I have only summoned it once on top of Caesar. More or less, I hard summon it using Rosin and Madlove, and that 1800 point difference makes a huge turn. We have 2 copies of Ripper. The second one does come up for follow-up. More or less, your opponent is going to make you burn the first one. They chill out a little bit. You summon the second one before you pass turn, and they're like, press the scoop button. It's there more for the follow-up rather than just the monster negate. It's really good either way. And with Case of K9, it is a 32 beat stick. We have K9, 666 Jax in the OCG. Its effect to pop something on summon is not very impactful, but the quick effect in response to your opponent's monster activation is very impactful. We run this mostly for the bonus effect if your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard to give the Exceed monster it's attached to double battle damage. Now we have Werewolf. This card is already a big beater on its own. You have it with a fully resolved Jax, and it wins games. Literally, 66 damage on its own with 1 attack is phenomenal. If you control Case for K9, 1 swing directly is game. We play Nash Knight. More or less, we're summoning this turn 0. We're never actually going to use it on our turn. We do not play C104. We do, however, play C101 and 101. I can hard make the 101, which gives me more ability to just take my opponent's monsters. If the Nash Knight survives, that's a take 2. If the Nash Knight doesn't survive, we have a take 1 anyway. I love this card. I stopped playing 104 because it took too many spots in the extra deck. And this was just a better alternative. I actually like this a lot. We got the Zeus. You're summoning this off of many of the Exceed monsters you have in this deck. If you do it correctly, which I have today, you can make a 4-material Zeus, whether it's off of your K9 names or even Nash Knight. Specifically speaking, having 4 materials under this with C101 is ridiculously good. Now we got the Typhon. This shuts off turns. It's a non-target bounce. Sure, it's going to screw over your turn, but if you have no more plays turn 0, this is a really good option just to make your opponent stop. Now we have the Sky Blaster. This is the Auto Quick-a-Moon. And when it's sent to the graveyard, it can target pop a set card. Now we got the Sky Blaster's best friend, SP Little Knight. You already know what she does. Card's broken. It's always going to be a staple. And Saryuja, the Skull Dread. This card is broken. And finally, the draw 4, return 3 from your hand to the deck. Quick shout out to Sultan Friends. He is my homie. He hooked me up with this card, and I appreciate him. Now for the side, we have 2 Nibiru. We want to draw into it more often than open it, which is why I play it at 2. It did not come up today because I did not see it. I can guarantee you I would have used it several times today. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. This card has come up so much. I don't understand how I opened it more than Nibiru, but this is definitely a go-to card if you're going second. Going first, you don't want to see it at all. If your opponent removes the Link monster that they summoned, you still get 1 draw. I've had several judge calls on this card specifically today, and it's because I can summon it if they special summon a Link monster. Doesn't have to be Link summoned, just special summon. I like the draw 2. and then shuffle one. We got two Retaliating C, basically Shifter Jr., but slightly better. Its only drawback is that your opponent has to activate a spell that special summons. Really good against Draco Tail. Really good against anything trying to reborn. I would love to play it at 3, but I don't care to see it because I am playing this with Shifter. We play 2 Ghost Bell because it comes up in game 2 and 3 more than game 1. This was supposed to be in place of Droll, but Droll just won the theory crafting argument. This card is still really good against Mitsurugi and Yumi specifically because the entire deck has answers to each engine if you sequence it correctly. We have 2 Dark Ruler No More. This is probably going to get cut. It's never come up and is specifically for Mitsurugi Yumi. I don't care if it resolves. It's more or less just bait to get past the Great Purification, or if you're playing against DDD, there's Synchro that target negates spells and traps. My personal counter to any good spell in the game, this is good against Droplet, Dark Ruler, Mitsurugi Ritual specifically, Yummy Surprise specifically, and anything in between that would hinder my game state. I don't want my board to be broken, and even though this gives you back the card, unless it's a quick play spell, it's pretty much a dud in your hand for the rest of the turn because it negates that card's name. So Mitsurugi Ritual, you're only going to be activated once this turn. Harpy's Feather Duster, same interaction as Dark Ruler. It does stuff, and if it gets negated, it's all good because we want to get rid of the card that's trying to negate this board breaker. TC Boo, broken card. It should not be a real card. This entire deck is all different types, so it doesn't even matter, including the extra deck monsters to their main deck counterparts. And finally, Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is so that you can leave the rest of my set cards alone. I want you to get rid of this so that you don't get rid of the rest of my cards. That's the whole point of this card. I've had one matchup where instead of them banishing my Snow Devil, they got rid of this because it was the bigger problem card, and that's exactly what I wanted. Literally, it's just a card that says, follow me. I don't know if you guys are Pokemon fans. This concludes my first place Vanquish Soul K9 deck profile. If you have any questions, comment down below or DM me on Discord. Don't forget to check out my Linktree where I have my community Discord server, my remote locals Discord server, and other cool platforms. During the standby phase, Shift makes a splash. Thank you all for stopping by. Johnny.